Out front now is retired Army Major General Randy Manner. He was the deputy commanding general of the Third Army, which operates in the Middle East. So the situation obviously is in the center of his entire experience, the region. But he was here in Dubai, and then he got back to the United States after being stranded when the war broke out. So, General, I really appreciate your time. I mean, you made multiple stops across 2 continents. You're coming home from Dubai, a flight, I think, give or take, that I would say is about 13-ish hours to go, if I'm correct, usually flying it from Dubai to New York. It took you 41 hours, and we're going to put up a map.
Yes.
These are all the places that you went. Looks like Istanbul and Prague and London, and then, okay, finally Virginia. How chaotic was this experience?
So it was very chaotic. I've never experienced anything like it. First thing is I want to make sure to tell everyone that my heart and soul is thinking about all the families of those servicemen who have been killed, as well as my heart and soul goes out to those civilians on all sides that have been, of course, those family members that are very worried about their loved ones in the Middle East right now. 41 hours from the time I left for the airport to the time that I got home. We had 3 aborted attempts. The third attempt, we had incoming missile warnings. Well, we are loaded on the aircraft for the 3rd time, and the missiles started to come in. They hit the consulate 5 miles away at the American consulate in Dubai. We had, unfortunately, as you can imagine, a lot of people were screaming on the plane. They wanted to get off. They said, this is no place to be, filled with jet fuel. There were children crying. I was standing up and helping people to, quite frankly, just to decompress and to calm down, and this was the safest place to be. We did deplane. Once that was safe, we got back. And then, of course, we attempted a 4th time. I will tell you that the plane was loaded in only 8 minutes, and the pilot said, we are leaving now. And he pushed away from the gate, and we made it to the runway like in 5 minutes, which anybody who's been into Dubai, that's a record. And then we took off, picked up fighter escorts to leave the area. We had to fly 6.5 hours to Istanbul. We got refueled, and just very fortunate to get out. There were hundreds of canceled flights, and putting it bluntly, the one that I happened to choose happened to fly. But there are tens of thousands of Americans and many others that are trying to get out. And it's very frustrating when our State Department is just struggling to do anything whatsoever.
And I mean, just imagining that, the fear of there's a missile and it gets aborted and reloading. I mean, gosh, it's really terrifying to even think about. And then to go in 8 minutes when you're talking about the size of a jet you're talking about in that airport, that is really incomprehensible to me. Also, though, what you point out is those planes taking off with a fighter jet escort. That's the way they're doing it?
Yes. Yes, that's what they did last night.
So,
yeah. Well, wait a minute. What night is this? I'm sorry. That was 2 nights ago. I'm sorry.
The night before last, I think. Yeah.
But I will tell you that my hat goes off to
so
the
my friend
UAE
Kim. My friend Kim was in Dubai. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's a little bit of a delay, so I don't mean to be talking over you. Yeah, and I've heard that from others about the government in the UAE. I had a friend, Kim, she actually left to Dubai today with her teenage daughter. Actually, just like you, she had booked on a flight, canceled, go back the next day. She was going to Chicago. You know, she's lived there for 30 years. Paid taxes in America all the way along. She's an American. She's a patriot, like so many people who live outside the United States, right? She's a patriotic American. But in all this, she decided to go home. She was very frustrated with the United States government, how they're handling it. Here's what she said.
There was a little communication, not too much, to be honest with you. I was very disappointed in that.
I mean, she was disappointed, and so many others I'm talking to in Dubai are disappointed. None of them, by the way, with the Emirati government. All of them with the United States government. That's where the frustration has been very focused. I know you and I spoke when you were stuck in Dubai. And, you know, you said this as a general, right, who has commanded one of the largest bases that the United States controls and here in this region. And you had said you felt abandoned as well. I mean, gosh, that's got to be a tough feeling to have, you know, given your experience and everything you've done and the way that you're looking at this conflict.
Because I know what right looks like, I have actually personally, with coordination of the State Department at my level, I've evacuated Americans, hundreds of Americans on very short notice, getting them out within 12 hours of notification. So you can imagine, while we were in these hotels and hearing about the Brits, the French, the Spanish, the Czechs, and others receiving notifications from their governments about where to move to pick up flights that were going to be coming in within 2 to 3 days, it was very deflating to be able to get a nonstop answer from the State Department: we cannot help you get out. I was just appalled, and I'm very disappointed and shocked. And again, not on the people that were on the ground, the State Department on the ground. They were doing the very best they could, and they were in survival mode. This is what happens when unintended consequence of cutting the budget of the State Department by almost half. So it was a terrible, terrible time to be an American there, because other governments of much smaller size were taking care of their citizens, and the United States was not taking care of Americans.
General Manner, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And I'm grateful you shared your story.